States Air Force, USA in 1985. Mr. Haq has been working as a member of the Wildlife Advisory Board of the Government of Bangladesh. He is also the National Coordinator of Bangladesh for Asian Waterfowl Census. He worked as the Managing Director of GQ Industries Limited. He was one of the directors of GQ Ballpen Industries Limited. Mr. Haq served as the program head of Rural Development Program in BRAC. He retired as a Wing Commander from Bangladesh Air Force in 1995. Mr. Haq is involved in many activities. He ran a polar marathon and reached the North Pole in April 2007. It's amazing, right? Trekked Everest Base Camp and Iron Peak Base Camp in 2004. Trekked Antarctica and Andes in January-February 1997. He organized 12 major and 15 short photography exhibitions in Bangladesh. He also conducted 3 photography exhibitions in Indonesia, Iran, and Singapore. In addition, Mr. Enamul Haq is an author of many books. He authored Field Guide to the Birds of Bangladesh, পাখিদের সুখ দুঃখের কথা, meaning Tales of Birds, Feathered Splendors, Birds of Bangladesh, পাখিদেরও আছে নাকি মন, meaning Do Birds Have Mind, Environment of Capital Dhaka. He is an editor of Encyclopedia of Flora and Fauna of Bangladesh. He is also one of the contributors to important birds areas in Asia. Mr. Haq is one of the authors of Innocent Bangladesh. He is also an author of several publications in peer-reviewed international journals. Mr. Haq received many awards. I'm mentioning some of them. He received the Nature Conservation Award from Prakriti Jivan Foundation and Channel I in 2013. He is an awardee of Rawa Commendation for his contribution in social sector in 2008. He was given the Vocational Excellence in Environment. He received the Bird Conservation Award for Jahannagar University in 2005. He was awarded FEJB Award for the best newspaper article on nature in Bangladesh in 2000. He was awarded the Certificate of Merit at Nature Photo Contest in Mumbai 1996. Before I conclude, let me take the opportunity to thank our Vice Chancellor, Professor Omar Rahman, for his continuous support and patronization for ACSM, particularly for this seminar. Our heartfelt thanks and appreciation in advance to Mr. Enamul Haq for making time for today's seminar, although he has a very busy schedule. I'm really thankful to Ms. Shaima Islam, Senior Lecturer of the Department of Environmental Management, who almost single-handedly did the whole arrangement for this seminar. I thank all the faculty members and students, particularly Diganto and Rosario, for their efforts. Our sincere gratitude goes to our Media and Facilities Department. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for making your time to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Abdul Khassar, for gracing us with your presence and enlightening us with your words. And now I'd like to invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor of IIB, Professor M. Omar Rahman, for his words.
Mr. Enamul Haq, our keynote speaker for today, my fellow colleagues in the Faculty of Administration, and fellow students. This is really a privilege and a pleasure for me to be here today to be here, present in this seminar on where the birds are in Bangladesh. As we've heard, our keynote speaker is really a Renaissance man, a man of many talents, but I think overall, he would not mind him being introduced as the premier environmentalist of Bangladesh. That of all his different activities, I think mantle that I think he will not be unhappy to be recognized as. Um, I want to first start off by thanking our Dean of the School of Environmental Science and Management, Professor Khaled, and his colleagues in the School of Environmental Science and Management for arranging this wonderful opportunity for the IUB family to be exposed to an eminent wildlife and bird expert and an environmental expert. Um, I think it's important to recognize that IUB has a very long and very strong tradition of commitment to environment. We were perhaps the first university to have a formal School of Environmental Science and Management, and it shows the vision of our Board of Trustees and of our predecessors for being committed to this. At that point was quite a nascent field. Of course, now we in the era of climate change, the larger issue of environmental science and management has come into very sharp focus, and we are all aware of it. I think it's important to recognize, as Professor Khalid did in his introduction, his very comprehensive introduction, that the birds are in a sense a bellwether of the overall environmental situation. He was talking about, I think, 41 species of birds becoming extinct. And it really tells us that what an existential crisis we are facing with regard to the environment. That Bangladesh, which is an incredibly rich repository of birds, I think half of all South Asian species are actually found in Bangladesh, from what I remember from your talk. And that's an amazing fact that we are such a center of biodiversity in the region. But all of that is in danger of being lost. And if this is not a wake-up call, then I don't know what is. I think Dr. Khalid pointed out the seminal book, Silent Spring by Rachel Carson, which really sensitized the world as a whole to, and the reason why it's called Silent Spring is because the danger comes from things that we are not even aware of. It's a silent attack on the world as we know it. So all of us are looking forward to hearing Mr. Inamal Haq's talk, and I would like to say that just before the talk, he and I were chatting about the issue of extracurriculars in IUB and the importance of students being involved in activities other than just their regular sort of university academic work. And I think he's a testament to the kind of person that we want IUB students to become. We want you all to be like him. We want you to be involved in everything. As you can, if you recall from his resume, he is a man of many talents. He's running marathons in the pole, being a wildlife expert, running a company. He's done it all, and he's shown that you can do everything. You don't have to do just one thing. And I think this kind of Renaissance person is really the model of who we would like IUB students to become. Our credo of a liberal arts education is completely focused on this notion that you should be engaged with the world, you should care about what's happening to your fellow species and to so with that hope, I want to leave you all to listen to Mr. Inamal Haq, that when you are listening to him, think about all that he has done. Think about how you can be more of a person like him. Thank you.
Thank you very much to our Honorable Vice Chancellor Umar Ramansar for his words. And now, without further ado, I would now like to invite our speaker, Mr. Inamal Haq, for his talk.
Good morning. It's still morning. Our honored Vice Chancellor, Professor Khalik, other deans and teachers and students. It's such a pleasure for me to come back to IUB after a very long time. I did 2 seminars before in the old premises, but this is the first one I'm doing here in the new building. My topic is where are the birds in Bangladesh? It means where can you go to see the birds?